Hey buddies, SomeNutzGuy here. Hope you're having an awesome day so far. In this video, we are going to teach you about the best weapon enchants, a couple of different variations that you might want to try out or look into or choose on preference. We are going to be enchanting an iced dragonbone pike in this instance, but it's by no means the best weapon in the game. Lots of things are balanced, so there's lots of different options out there. We're just going to be doing an iced dragonbone pike today. So first things first, we're going to be using the 1248 enchanting method, which I've done a guide on to explain why we do that, but essentially it's to reduce the amount of levels that we're using when enchanting. So we're going to hop on our anvil, and essentially what we're going to do is we're going to start with the most expensive enchants first, and then we're going to move on to the cheaper enchants. So this is the cheapest way of doing it. So if we go like this and we check out the enchanting cost, it's 20 levels for that. It's 2 levels for that, and it's going to be anywhere in between because I've ordered them all properly. So firstly, let's have a look at the enchantments, and then we'll slap them on real quick, and then we'll talk about the different variations and why we might want to choose one of those variations. So Supreme Sharpness 5, Rune of Piercing Capabilities 4, Advanced Looting 3, Arc Slash 3, Swifter Slashes 3, Viper 5, Subject PE 5, Supreme Fire Aspect 2, Envenomed 3, Education 3, Luck Magnification 2, Lifesteal 2, Atomic Deconstructor 2, Advanced Mending, and Vampirism 2. Oh, and Unbreaking 3 and Parry as well. So we're going to do these in the 1248 method. So we're going to do that, and then the next 2 books together, and then the next 4 books together. And then put that on the weapon as well. And then the next 8 books together. And this will cost you quite a few levels overall, but it's definitely manageable. It's definitely manageable even without upgraded potentials. So even these 8 books, quite far into the enchanting, it's only 54 levels, which is quite easy to get. And then these 2 together at the end. So this is essentially what I would recommend, and it's quite cheap and easy to make. In terms of variations, so this is very, very good. This is about as close as to perfect as you can get. There are a couple extra enchants that you can throw on here, which are just kind of preference or just give you a little bit more crowd control, but they're not necessary. But in terms of the variation, so what we have, these 2 are exactly the same. What we have here is a version that's going to do slightly more damage on your first strikes, more of a one-shot weapon, and going to be doing pretty much the same, but maybe slightly less on your sort of consecutive second and third strikes. That's because we have Mortalitas 8, which does not work with Viper or Luck Magnification. So this has Viper and Luck Magnification, and instead this has Mortalitas 8. Luck Magnification, in terms of combat, I believe it might increase your crit damage based on the luck that you have, but I'm not 100% certain on that. And Viper increases the damage that you do based on whether they're poisoned, withered, or both. So, you know, if you hit someone with this and you have Envenomed, you're going to poison them and wither them, and then you're going to hit them again, and you'll deal additional damage because of the Viper. However, with the Mortalitas 8, you're just straight up going to be doing more damage on your first strike. So more of a one-shot, less of a combo type weapon. In terms of slightly different options as well, the Lost Cities, Levitator is quite a good enchantment for the Lost Cities because it buys you time. If you're getting swarmed by, you know, lots of mobs, particularly with Endermen teleporting mobs to you, Levitator can be really nice to buy you a few seconds, because when you hit a mob with Levitator, it floats up into the air for a few seconds, and that can buy you the time that you need to reposition, get comfortable, run away, you know, hit the next mob that's next to you, you know. And with Arc Slash, you're going to be basically making a bunch of these guys float and just clearing up the spaces around you. So Levitator can actually be really nice for the Lost Cities. So if you wanted to go for a Levitator build, it doesn't work with Envenomed either. So the Levitator build would be more, you take out Envenomed and Viper and Luck Magnification. You go with Mortalitas and Levitator instead of those options. You're going to be slightly less DPS, but you're going to have more crowd control and going to be able to buy yourself some extra time. The 3 enchantments that you can slap on in addition to all of the above, so literally in addition to everything we've just discussed, would be Flinging, Fling, and Unreasonable. Flinging and Fling essentially do the same thing, and I don't know whether there's overlap or whether they combine. I tested them and they're both quite similar. One seems slightly more further away, more of a knockback flinging combination, and one is more just directly upwards. But you can actually put all three of these onto even this first weapon that we mentioned. And these are essentially just going to get you some additional CC, but not as much as if you went with Levitator. Unreasonable actually makes it so that the mob that you hit attacks other mobs or anything around it. So that's quite good as well. To show you the difference in comparison between the two options that I gave at the beginning, the Mortalitas option and the Viper Envenomed option, we have a couple of little test dummies over here. And we'll just show you the slight differences in damage at the beginning and chaining. So, which one's which? So this is, this one's Mortalitas. That one's Mortalitas. These two are the same. So this one is going to be our Venomed and Viper. And you'll see we should hit around 50. And then that was a big 200 crit. And then 116. So 50, 95, 112. So the following shots should be around the 100 mark, whereas the first shot should be, if it's not a crit, around the sort of 50 to 75 mark. I mean, they are quite variable. With so many enchantments, yeah, 50, 50, 104 with a crit. And now we're going to move on to the Mortalitas weapon. We should be hitting like 60 plus, yeah, on most of our first hits. 60 plus most of our first hits, and then following up, it's still going to be around that 100 to 107 with a 200 big crit. So it's not a huge difference. You're going to be getting about 10 extra damage on your initial hit versus this weapon, unless there's a crit, of course. So you're going to be getting about 10 additional damage with the Mortalitas, roughly, on your first hit, and then maybe roughly 10 extra damage or so on your second plus hits for this option. Alrighty guys, I think I covered everything that we wanted to cover. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing. I run a 2.9 SMP server from my Twitch channel. All you gotta do to get access to that is jump on the Twitch channel, earn 3,000 channel points, and redeem the channel point whitelist redemption thingamajiggy. I think that's it. Alright guys, have an awesome rest of your day. Take care.